They took my daughter in broad daylight, just yanked her out of her car 3 blocks from school, right there in the middle of suburbia. No masks, no hesitation, just 2 guys in black shirts, stamped Lakeside Compliance Unit fake badges, real zip ties in a neighborhood so polite nobody even asked what was going on. Yeah, that's how fast your world can flip from peaceful to nightmare. You know what I mean? The moment I stopped believing we were safe wasn't even loud, it was quiet. It began just like any other day, sunlight spilling over those perfect lawns, sprinklers ticking away the kind of early morning hum only nice neighborhoods have. You hear it? The laughter down the block, garage doors rolling open, coffee brewing behind white curtains, pure boring predictable peace. I'd been home on leave for a week Navy SEAL 20 years in trying to remember what normal even feels like. But normal's tricky. It lulls you, makes you forget what to listen for. At 7:03, mail truck passed. At 7:06, my neighbor waved with that same old smile. At 7:10, I poured a second cup of coffee. At 7:12, I watched my daughter pull out for what should have been just another day. Mia, 15, sharp as a tack, half my temper, twice her mom's heart. She'd just started driving herself to school that week, a little freedom she earned, and I tried not to let it show how much I worried. That morning she was by the counter, hair still damp, backpack half-zipped, grinning as I tossed her the keys. "Got the AirTag?" I asked. She rolled her eyes. "Yes, Dad, obviously." "Good, but you're still mine," she laughed. God, I can still hear it. Then she was gone, and the sound of her car blended into the background birds, wind sprinklers. You never think that's the kind of sound that'll turn into silence. Out the window, the light was golden. That's when I saw a white SUV turn the corner, slow, deliberate gliding past our mailbox like it owned time. No logos, no plates, glass blacked out. My gut tightened. Not panic, just instinct. But I told myself it was nothing, contractors maybe, or a delivery guy. That's denial talking, and I swallowed it down. The breeze came through the kitchen window. TV murmured something about city zoning laws, go figure. Out there in all that calm, somebody was moving. 40 minutes later, the phone rang. School. Woman's voice, careful, a little too polite. "Mr. Rohr, we're just checking Mia hasn't signed in yet. Is she running late?" My hand froze around my mug. "No, she left on time." My voice sounded wrong. I opened the Find My app. Her last ping, Lakeside Park entrance, 7:19 a.m. Then nothing. Just static. I rewound the security feed. That white SUV again parked at the park entrance. 2 men, black shirts. Just those words, Lakeside Compliance Unit. For a split second, the world went perfectly still. Like that breath before you breach, you know. People say evil hides in darkness. They're wrong. Sometimes it wears polos, drives clean cars, and waves at your neighbors while it takes your kid. That morning, the world didn't end with a scream. It ended with a silence that pressed against my chest until I couldn't breathe. The road to school was quiet, same shortcut past the playground fence, one of those routes you take so many times you could drive it blindfolded. Mia, music in her ears, window cracked, probably humming along, thinking the world was still safe. But then the white SUV pulled out slow, blocking her lane. She hit the brakes, confused. No signal, no plates, just waiting. Then both doors swung open, 2 men in black boots, Lakeside Compliance stitched across their chests. Looked official, but there was no badge, no cam, no authority. Tall one with a crew cut, the other stocky and blank-eyed. The tall guy raised his hand palm down like he was talking to a perp, not a high schooler. "You match a suspicious profile," he said. Mia tried to laugh it off. "What, I'm just going to school. Step out of the vehicle." She hesitated. Her hand reached for the lock, but the second guy was already at her door, yanked it open. The sound of zip ties. Her phone slipped and started recording. That accidental recording caught everything. The scuffle, a frightened breath, a calm voice. Compliant individual secured. 40 minutes later, I'm standing at the window when my phone buzzes. 3 seconds of static. A thud. A voice I don't know. I played it again and again. That was military calm, methodical, the way trained men talk. I opened the tracker app. Her AirTag last pinged at Lakeside Park. Gone. My pulse stayed steady. Training does that. Panic's just a waste of time, but something inside me flipped quiet, cold, ready. I grabbed Key's jacket, sidearm habit, not choice, and made it to the park in 4 minutes flat. Didn't remember the drive. Park was normal families walking dogs, joggers, kids on swings, life rolling along like nothing happened. That's almost insulting. 2 men in tan polos sat by the gate in a golf cart marked HOA security, sipping coffee. I pulled up hard. Did you see a white SUV come through here? 15-year-old girl, brown hair, navy jacket. They exchanged a look. Might have been Lakeside Compliance. They do rounds. Rounds? I asked, my voice flat. Check on loiterers. He shrugged. You detain minors now? He frowned. Sir, you need to calm down. I stepped closer. Which way did they go? The young guy muttered. Back lot. Maybe the maintenance road. Back road was empty. Wind whispering through the trees. Then I saw it, fresh tire marks, Mia's backpack in the grass strap, torn notebook spilled. Her phone inside screen cracked, still warm. The recording compliant individual secured, copy that, transport to holding site. Those words played on repeat in my head, drowning everything else. I called the sheriff. Any official units at Lakeside Park this morning? No patrols, sir. Any private security under county contract? Negative. Hung up. Whoever took her, they weren't cops, weren't licensed, just ghosts hiding behind HOA paperwork and fake titles. And they'd just taken my kid. I looked down the road where the tracks disappeared. You picked the wrong child. Shock burns fast, then hardens into focus. That's what happened the second I picked up her backpack. The world shrank down to numbers, angles, timestamps. Everything else fell away. Oh, the AirTag was dead. Crushed, maybe. Signals disappear, patterns don't. I walked those tire tracks 10 yards down the maintenance road, curving left to a chain-link gate, locked padlock, shiny new. I snapped photos, opened the laptop from my trunk. Off-duty, but I run with gear civilians don't. VPN data puller, license plate tracker. I hit the county's open traffic feed. Every white SUV past the east camera grid, 7:10, 7:30. 4 registered, 1 blank, no plates, just a shadow. My own face stared back at me from the laptop, same look I wore before a mission, no turning back. My phone vibrated, unknown number. Mr. Rohr, Officer Daniels, Sheriff's Office. We're following up about your daughter. Send us your patrol list for Lakeside 7-8 a.m. Sir, not standard procedure. You've got a missing minor and an unregistered vehicle. That's probable cause. Silence. I'll see what I can do. Across the street, neighbors walked a golden retriever, chatting like nothing happened. That's the part that kills you. The world looks the same while yours falls apart. I opened a black notebook, not a journal, a mission log. Every op starts with notes, objective assets, unknowns. Objective recover. Mia, assets, skills, training, contacts. Unknowns, enemy motive structure. Writing it down brought control. I called Brett Lawson, old teammate, now State Bureau. Jack. Damn, you okay? No, I need help. Pull the feeds from smart poles at Lakeside Park, 7:15, 7:30. Look for a white SUV, no plates. You think it's law enforcement pretending to be. Give me 20 minutes. I waited watching kids play moms pushing strollers while somewhere my daughter was gone. 20 minutes later, Brett called back. SUV passed South Camera 718. Markings say Lakeside Compliance Unit, not state, no record. Turned east on Larkspur, dropped off grid. No plates. Jack, what the hell is going on? I don't know. But I will. Larkspur leads toward industrial yards, old warehouses, utility depots, the kind of place nobody pays attention to. Perfect for ghosts. I checked my field kit, flashlight, blade, camera, gloves, Glock. Under the last line in the notebook, I wrote, "They took wrong." That's all I needed. Every hunt starts with a perimeter. For Lakeside, that was the front gate. Neat brick columns, brass plaque, camera dome above the keypad looks harmless. Most traps do. The HOA site said the compliance unit operated for community safety. That's language tyrants use when they want to sound civilized. I pulled up two men in black polos, hands on hips, too casual to be natural. I stopped, stepped out. No hesitation. "Sir, this area is restricted. I'm authorized. My daughter was taken by men in your uniform." He looked confused, nervous. "You should call law enforcement." I did. They're not the ones pretending to be police. Two men in your uniform took a 15-year-old, unmarked SUV park entrance. You know them? No answer, just a twitch. A third man appeared older, blue button-down, mirrored sunglasses, the smug look of a man who thinks he owns the place. "Everything all right?" he said. Smooth. "Who are you?" "Randall Bishop, Director of Compliance." He offered a handshake. I didn't take it. "I'm looking for my daughter taken by men wearing your insignia." He shrugged. "Our officers operate under community contract. If they acted outside policy, we'll review. Where's your legal license to detain civilians?" He hesitated, then went arrogant. "You're on private property. I'll have to ask you to leave. It's already a problem." He stepped closer. "You're trespassing. You're impersonating federal authority." He ordered his guy, "Get his plate." I moved first, grabbed his wrist, pinned him to the post. The phone dropped. The other lunged. I spun him down. Bishop backed up, hand half raised. "You just assaulted my personnel." I pulled my phone, started recording. "Say that again." "You're making a mistake, Mr. Rohr." "No, I'm correcting one. Here's the part where you tell me where they took her." Sweat ran down the guard's neck. "You need to calm down. You're scaring people." Good. Fear's the beginning of truth. He tried salesman calm. "You're not authorized to investigate. Leave before you do something you can't undo." Difference is, I undo things for a living. In the distance, a security dome turned. I let go of the guard, straightened. Now I've got evidence. "You've got seconds." I walked away. Bishop called after me. "You can't fight the system, Rohr." I didn't look back. "Then I'll burn it down." In that moment, I stopped being a father, searching for his daughter, and became exactly what they should have feared from the start. By noon, Bishop was already spinning the story. HOA website said there was an incident with an unauthorized trespasser, me. Then came the letter warning of increased tensions, advising everyone to report suspicious activity tied to the Rohr household. He was framing me, not hiding. By 2, the school was in partial lockdown. Mia's empty desk, her name now tied to security threat. Sheriff cruisers rolled in, parents confused, clutching phones. Deputy Hale, young guy I'd met once at a veterans event, spotted me. "Jack, we got calls about you at the HOA gate," means Bishop's nervous. Bishop. "He runs compliance, he's behind this. You have proof I played him the recording." Hale watched, jaw tight. "That's not law enforcement gear." "No, but it's meant to look like it. I'll run this up the chain, but Bishop's connected. Board zoning, mayor's campaign. He's not just a wannabe cop. He's a predator with a business card." My phone buzzed. Blocked number. Bishop. "You've caused a disturbance, threatening staff, intimidating residents. Not the image of a responsible parent." "Where's my daughter?" He laughed. "You should focus on your behavior. The community is concerned about your instability." "You mean the community you control with fake cops?" Careful. Words like that are dangerous. Schools are asking about your mental state. His move was isolation. If he couldn't stop me, he'd make the world stop listening. "You think you can bury this under meetings and memos?" People fear chaos more than they love truth. Right now, you look like chaos. The line went dead. Hale came back, voice low. "Whatever this is, you need backup. Bishop's pulling strings." "I can't cut yet." I'm not asking you to cut them, just don't let him strangle anyone else. By dusk, the sun was a copper line. Lark's Industrial Park, half a mile from the HOA lot, 12 fence. New padlock, shiny white SUV parked tight between trailers. I parked blocks away, killed the engine, moved slow, breathing, matching each step. Smelled oil rust and bleach. Bleach means cleanup. Cleanup means guilt. A camera lens blinked in the shadows. Simple optical disrupt laser pointer froze it. I slipped past, crouched behind a trailer. Voices inside Bishop wants them moved tonight. The girl quiet. Check her before transport. Mia. My heart nearly stopped. I found a keypad lock, 4 digits, no alarm. Traced skin oil, second guess worked. Inside harsh lights, filing cabinets, maps, names. 5 crossed out. 1 left Mia pending transfer. I took photos. Then boots, 2 men. 1 to the desk, 1 toward me. Our eyes locked. I swung the Glock but dropped him. Second man lunged. I twisted his wrist, pinned him. Where is she, South Trailer? Second unit. Outside floodlights snapped on. Bishop's voice boomed, Mr. Rohr, you shouldn't be here. He offered a deal. I ignored him. In the lights, I saw a shadow in the trailer window. Mia, calm was gone, mission began. I shot out the nearest light glass, exploded, darkness fell. The guards panicked, weapons drawn. I took them down fast, silent. Where's the girl? Inside the second trailer, rear doors unlocked. I found her wrists zip-tied, hair tangled, but her eyes were steady. Dad, I'm here. I cut her loose. She threw her arms around me. For a second, the world stopped. Footsteps move in. He's got the girl. I pulled Mia behind me. Stay low. 2 quick shots out the window to make them duck. Crowbar through the back wall. Metal screamed, daylight, go. She crawled out. I followed, bullets hitting the trailer. Bishop yelling, don't let them leave too late. Over the fence, then Bishop, gun in hand, screaming. He fired, missed. I fired low. His gun skidded away. I walked to him, gun raised. Where are the others? You think this ends with me? No, it starts with you. For a second, I thought about ending it. Then Mia's voice. Dad, don't. I lowered the gun. Sirens. Deputies pouring in. Bishop shouting about armed assault and kidnapping. They didn't see the cages, just a bleeding man and me with a gun. Hands up, I dropped the pistol. Hale's face, shock, relief, confusion. They cuffed me, read me my rights. Mia was safe. That's all that mattered for now. At the station, detectives asked, you really think a homeowners group is running a black ops unit? I don't think. I saw it. Hours later, Hale slid a flash drive across the table. Body cam feed shows Mia in a cage. It's enough to open a case. It should be, but Bishop already filed a restraining order. Says you're unstable. Press got the story. I looked at the drive, one piece of truth against an empire of lies. 3 days later, headlines called me a vigilante bishop, a community leader. I holed up in a safe house. Mia stayed close, waking up at every sound. Deputy Hale dug deeper. Bishop's compliance unit was a shell company, Sentinel Civic Solutions, LLC. $800,000 of HOA dues spent on fake cops and cages. He wasn't running a neighborhood, he was building a private militia. And if he did it here, he wasn't alone. I broke into the HOA's online portal, found years of surveillance arrest records, risk assessments, plans for 12 more communities, their own compliance units, their own cages. I sent it all to Hale. That afternoon, Bishop held a press conference. He started spinning, but halfway through the newsfeed, glitched cut to my footage of the cages, the files, the compliance operations. Someone uploaded it live, Hale. Within hours, state investigation. By midnight, Bishop was in custody, unlawful detention, impersonating law enforcement, conspiracy. But justice isn't a headline. It's when everyone who helped gets held to account. 2 weeks later at the hearing, Bishop sat in a suit trying to look clean. The prosecutor outlined the evidence: fake IDs, vehicles, bank records, video of Mia. When it was my turn, I stood, raised my hand. "You're a veteran," they said. "You knew you were entering private property. I entered a place breaking the law." If that's private property, then crime has better real estate than the law.